it is the total head, static head plus dynamic head. So half V square by G. Okay, this is the total absolute pressure head above the well, it has to be above the saturated vapor. So you have to subtract the saturated vapor pressure head. Okay, the word net implies a value above the vapor pressure. Okay, and positive implies absolute pressure and not gauge pressure. Okay, so you have to find out the absolute pressure head, absolute total pressure head. So the static pressure head plus velocity head at the suction point. From that you subtract the vapor pressure head. So you get the net value. So this is the net positive suction head. That is called NPSH. There are two NPSHs people talk about. One is the NPSH required for the pump provided by the manufacturer. For the smooth running of the pump, the NPSH minimum has to be maintained. NPSH A is NPSH available at the application setting. The rule is NPSH available should be greater than the NPSH required for the smooth operation of the pump. Okay, so there are two NPSHs. One is NPSH required for the pump provided by the manufacturer, and the next one is the NPSH available. That is the one available at the application setting where the pump is really kept for its duty. Now, determination of NPSH available. Okay, now see, you have a pumping setup. You have the suction point S indicated in the pump. A motor is there to drive the pump. Valve is there. Now, if you switch on, the pump must be working. So the suction head is HS. Now, I've shown a barometer, a water barometer. So in a water barometer, the liquid may go up to a height of 10.3 meters of water column. See, atmospheric pressure head. Okay, a long one, 10 meters means more than 30 feet. So that is given by atmospheric pressure by rho g. Okay, now this is the absolute head. Now we have to find out the absolute head at the point S. Now at the point S, the total head is again H0, that is, it's not P square, it is P by rho g plus V square by 2g plus Z plus the head loss. That is, the total head available in the system will be this one, and the total head, that is the Bernoulli constant. See, Bernoulli's equation, if you compare between 2 points, from the first point, if there is H0, in the second point you will have the values like P square by rho g at 2 plus V square by 2g at 2 plus Z2 plus the head loss between 1 and 2. Okay, Bernoulli's equation. So here the total head available is atmospheric head given by P atmospheric by rho g. So that must be equal to PS absolute by rho g plus V square by 2g plus HS. HS is the corresponding Z value. The Z is equal to 0 is the level at water surface. I have indicated Z is equal to 0. From that we measure. So the atmospheric pressure must be equal to the sum of all these. Now in the definition of our NPSH, you have to find out the total absolute pressure head at the point 2 and how much is it above H vapor pressure. Now the pressure, absolute pressure at the location S is P absolute by rho g plus V square by 2g, and that is equal to P atmospheric by rho g plus, minus HL plus HS. So you have to reduce the suction head and you have to reduce the head loss also. So next, the definition of NPSH available is P suction head absolute divided by rho g plus Vs square by 2g minus H vapor pressure. So that finally you will get NPSH is equal to P atmospheric pressure by rho g minus head loss minus head suction head minus vapor pressure head. You have to subtract all the three. Okay. Now based on this, we'll see a simple problem. A pump for which the critical cavitation parameter sigma c is 0.08 pumps against a total head of 60 meters. The water temperature is 35 degrees centigrade. The barometric pressure is 760 millimeters of mercury and the head loss in the suction pipe is 1 meter. Determine the maximum value of suction lift given vapor pressure head at 35 degrees centigrade is 0.58 meters of water column. Okay, so what is given is the head, the pumped by the pump is given 60 meters. Actually, that is used for calculating the NPSH required. Okay, you'll see in the next line. See, the critical cavitation parameter is defined like this: sigma c, otherwise called Thomas cavitation parameter. Okay, I have not written that. Thomas cavitation parameter, that is equal to NPSH required by H. So NPSH required is equal to H into sigma c. So head developed by the pump is 60 meters. So you get 60 into 0.08, which is the cavitation parameter. So you get 4.8 meters. That is the NPSH required for smooth operation of the pump. Now we will find out the NPSH available. So actually what is asked is what maximum value of suction head you can provide. Okay, so that suction head, that must be the available one maximum. So that is equal to P atmospheric by rho g minus H suction maximum plus HL plus H vapor pressure. So it will be equal to 10.3 minus the sum of all the three. So head loss is 1 meter, H vapor pressure is 0.58. Now you can equate these two. The required one calculated from the critical cavitation parameter, which is 4.8 meters, that is equated to the NPSH available. You have the simple equation. If you solve, you get HS maximum equal to 10.3 minus 4.8 plus 1.58. So you get 3.92 meters. Okay. So here you find, the critical cavitation parameter sigma c, and the definition is that is NPSH required divided by H. Okay. Now we said that for the smooth operation of the pump, the NPSH available should be more than the NPSH required. Okay. If not, what will happen? What will happen is the phenomena cavitation will take place. So you might have studied about cavitation earlier, and I would say it is a destructive phenomenon that occurs in hydraulic flow systems or liquid flow systems. Okay, so not in compressed air systems, it is in liquid flow systems. What happens is, in regions of low pressure like pump suction or water turbine exits, the liquid may boil with number of vapor bubbles that move with the flow and condense in another region where the pressure is little higher. In the region where the bubbles condense, excessive material damage occurs. Okay, this is cavitation. It has to be prevented. Now, this cavitation, when you want to say prevented, one is, you see that it doesn't cavitate. Then sometimes people manage cavitation by providing materials that can withstand the attack of the cavitation. So different materials are there which will give a long life even if there is cavitation. People also discuss whether cavitation is something chemical corrosive action or it is purely mechanical. So this place where the uh, bubbles condense, we say that the bubbles implode. The word implode is used. Implode is actually opposite of explode. So high pressure, small pockets explode, whereas these low pressure bubbles, they implode, they collapse. Okay, that is what I put as condense. So small bubbles and the micro movement of I don't know what happens. It's really very difficult to physically imagine what is happening, but the result is the region, the pump means the pump body, cast in or any most of the materials, they will be eaten away as if there is a corrosion like thing. So there must be very high pressure acting at that time, impulsive pressures and something like hammering and two things people talk about the effects. Okay, or one is uh, the efficiency comes down, or maybe three things I can say. One is the efficiency of the pump will come down. The first one is probably the material damage. Material damage means, see, when a pump is bought or the pump is put into application at some site, uh, how many years you would like it to run without much maintenance?
10 years.
10 years is a good one. Maybe 5 years, 10 years, or 15 years. See, something about the way things work, how long. You can think of the refrigerator in your house. In many houses, they run continuously for 10 years, 15 years. See, there is a compressor inside. Maybe people say the machine that runs without any maintenance for a lot of years. They talk about the human heart, because for some people it runs up to 100 years without much maintenance. So these mechanical devices, refrigerator is one. In many houses they run for more than 10 years without much maintenance. Okay, so here it should run at least 5 years, 5 to 10 years. But a heavily cavitating pump impeller may run for a few months only and it will be eaten away. So material damage. Second one is the efficiency falls down. The third one, vibration and noise. So maybe these 3 points you have to write. Maybe I will write it in another this thing slide later. I think this one is the last one. Yeah. So now you can ask your doubts. You must be having some doubts.
Sir, in the pressure head versus discharge graph, which is the dependent variable,
I will
or
come
is
to
there anything
that.
like that? Yeah, this one.
Okay. Which is the
The red color line.
third one. That is for the pump characteristics.
Can
Okay. But
yeah,
one thing, have you done this in fluid mechanics lab or you missed it? Do you remember a little bit?
I don't think we plotted the graph. Not sure.
You ran the pump, isn't it? Yeah. Took some readings. Discharge you calculated maybe in the measuring tank. Vaguely remember?
Uh,
Okay. Now, see when you this experiment, I think how it is done is you run the pump this is all constant speed, so you have pump running at constant speed, so you control the discharge by varying the valve position. So you have a set of variables, head and discharge. Now in mathematics, we always talk about independent variable and dependent variable, correct?
yes, sir.
Okay, where we plot the dependent variable?
Dependent is on y-axis.
Y-axis, that is the usual one. Independent in x-axis. So here We can't exactly say like that, but this is the way they have been plotted.
So,
Because
okay. So can we say that
uh,
independent is actually the how much we are opening the valve, and that is changing this head.
yeah, you can say it is in our control easily. So each valve position, I will get a discharge. That way also you can relate. So Q is the independent variable. Then correspondingly head and the full characteristics. You have all the three are there. Then you sit and calculate the efficiency. You will have some equation. Power, you will have the watt meter there for a few rounds. What is the time? Okay. Any other doubt? Okay. So I think we'll stop today. Okay. Today you do one thing. You send the quarter page. Okay. That is half page of some basic things which you have learned in the class, and whatever your questions and all those things. Maybe this will be taken as your attendance. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes.